Represent where the fuck I'm from one time, man. Represent where the fuck I'm from one time, man. Nigga over here, you know what I'm saying? Doing this shit for about 15 years, man. Time to get this money though. I'm from Texas, nigga, where they Cadillac just blowing up my phone, but I'm in the kitchen getting up through Texas, nigga, where they Cadillac pushes just blowing up my phone, but I'm in the kitchen cooking Texas, nigga, where they Cadillac just blowing up my phone, but I'm in the kitchen cooking up the work, still got bricks for the dirt. I be on my grind, getting mine, haters' hearts hurt, cause niggas stay shining, pulling up in some foreign. Stepping out clean to the ground, rap Lauren. Bitches on my dick, cause my paper stacks tall, and they see me every day in the gallery a mile. Bitch, I'm 6'6" tall like I play basketball. Let them still ballin', slim thug and never fall. 15 years later, still getting longer. And a nigga freestyle game getting stronger. Used to sell work on the corner, now I'm selling the fiends. Breaking boys out on swings looking clean. Breaking boys out on swings looking clean in that dick. I'm talking all the Narge. Got a bitch in my penthouse, give them massage. Bentley in my garage. Bitch, I been ballin'. I ain't never stopping. Hell yeah, them hoes callin' slowin' up my phone. Tryna get some paper. Garage full of cars, stay shitting on my neighbors when I'm pulling out clean. Sippin' on the lean. It's that boy Thugger and I'm shutting down scene, pulling out clean, sipping on the lean. It's that boy Thugger and I'm shutting down the scene. Got a pocket full of green, phone full of hoes. I be getting poppin' those lobster on my plate. Oh nigga like me eating real good, and I came from the hood. It's the boss man and the shit is understood. Still gripping on wood and the foreign. Bitches ain't tripping on, haters ain't boring. Roll with the strap, got you just sitting close. If a nigga fuck with me, he gon' get burned like toes. Cause I'm a real G, and I ain't playing games. And everybody in these streets know my fucking name. Put in work, put in time. Snap G like me, sitting back and shine, looking out top flows. Clear clothes, candy nose, Thugger never tripping. Hoes know how it go, gotta pay the Betty, gotta pay the green. I ain't sticking my dick in, I know you hoes, give me the green. Bitches better bring it. Thugger swinging. Hit the boulevard, came through, keep changing. Still gaining fame and I'm still gaining bucks. Bops mad at me, don't give a fuck. Them niggas is some simps, bitch, we some pimps. Walking in the fifth with a motherfucking limp, popping up a gold bottles, section full of models. Yeah, boss like me, smash Ferrari throttles, smash Ferrari throttles, going real fast, mashing down 610, 200 on the dash, all about the cash. Hell yeah, I'm getting paper, and I don't give a fuck about no fucking hater. R.I.P. Pimp C niggas like to keep it real, and even when them other niggas fake, I keep it real. R.I.P. Pimp C niggas like me keep it real, and even when them other niggas fake, I keep it real. I ain't got no deal, I ain't got shit for me. Still getting paper, you ain't know I'm about C, I'm about my paper. I I'm about my money. Broke niggas better looking at a nigga funny. Got 'em looking sick. I took them niggas chicks, and now they all mad bitches on my dick. PHO the click, and the nigga still rich. Told you 15 years ago, I'ma keep making hits to that J-Dog. Shout out to the killer. Shout out Young Black, I'm talking now, my gorillas. See Waters, Sir Daily, all my dogs from the camp. And we still shining like some motherfucking lamps. Been loving no tramp, bitch, I dick them down and do some. I ain't even tripping, hit the boulevard and lose them. Cruising real slow while I sip on the cruiser. Niggas talking down, but you niggas is some losers. Bitch, I'm a winner, shining since the beginning. It's that boy Thug Boss, bitch, I'm still getting it. Hold up, man.
Woo! What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? Is your boy Doc Holiday. We are back, and y'all already know what time it is. It is football time right now, and we got a good one tonight. Thanks for everybody joining us. Everybody that's on Twitter, make your way over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and you can go right back to Twitter. And if you want to, follow me on Twitter. And for all the folks on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button also. And catch me on Twitter and all my other social media platforms that I'm on right now. But I just want to say this right here. We got a hell of a game right now. We got a hell of a game. Oh my God. If you just seen what we just seen. We just seen what we just seen. Outsides on FAMU. This is a good one right now. It is a good one. Everybody's still watching it. Make sure you still, once you finish watching the game, join your boy over here. Join your boy over here. Once you finish watching the game, join your boy over here. Hey, Tonio, man, it's a good one. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's actually a good game. It's actually a good one. It's actually a good one, but man, man. So we'll get the banner up in a little bit, yo. But in fact, let me get this one up right now. Let me see what we got. Oh, they about to go for a 2-point conversion. What was he doing? What was he doing? What is he doing? Oh, Mayweather fighting tonight. What is he doing? What's going on, Mr. Jones? Yeah, they got some questions to talk. They got some questions right now. Let me go ahead and get my. Let me go ahead and get my co-host on here in a minute, just now. Well, you know what, man? It's one of them things, bro. It is what it is. Life for real. And I can't even fault you on that. Yeah. Streamline, the StreamYard line is open. It's open. It's open. Uncle said, you ready? Come on up here. Let's go. To get this commentary going.
Hey yo,
What's up? It's football.
man! Looking at this pitiful game, man. This is pitiful. Uh, uh, I know it's week 0. People trying to get adjusted, but if this the type of FAMU team we're gonna see, they better probably do like the Martin 100 and don't show up on the 19th
Oh,
because it might get ugly. It might get ugly quick
oh.
because they don't have any inside gap pressure. And when you're going against great run teams, that's going to hurt you. And then this is something that I just noticed. They linebackers listed at 200, but I'm looking at probably 180, 190, maybe 200 flat. And that's not going to work when you're going against teams that have running backs that's 210, 220, 205
That is
that can
true.
run. Like that's going to be pretty bad. But, um, again, it's against Norfolk. Um, I
Even
know.
though they just made this a game. So it still got like 5 minutes left in the game. It's 24-23.
Right.
FAMU up by 1. So um this is something that now this is something that we talked about this where we saw that Dawson had over at Southern.
Yeah.
Run, running
That's
heavy.
basic. He comes from that old. You could tell he comes from that old Razorback type of lineage. He's watched that ground and pound. He's watched a lot of steal a ball without Terry Bradshaw and Big Ben. We just gonna play sound defense, man to man. They don't really run schemes like that on defense. It's just cover one, cover all, and then just ground and pound, and then let your quarterback do a little something. But I just think with FAMU and their quarterback throwing those matter of fact balls, I mean, that's what the refs, that's what we used to call them, the matter of fact balls. But no FAMU, you don't have the SWAC player of the year. I'm gonna tell you who your quarterback is. There was a guy that got ran off from Jackson State University. His name was Jalen Jones. That is who you have at quarterback. Jalen Jones. You have Jalen Jones at QB. I don't want to hear this. He killed the MAC conference, all this type of stuff. No, you have Jalen Jones at QB. I mean, the matter of fact balls. He doesn't have great spin on the ball. He doesn't have great mechanics. He just does a flick of the wrist, and the receiver just goes and grabs the ball. That's easy to defend because he's a one hot read too. And those one hot reads, you got to understand, Jackson State led FCS in interceptions for a reason because they were ball hawks. So, but we'll see how this plays out. But if I was the team in the SWAC, I would definitely be licking my chops playing FAMU because their offensive line is slow. They don't get no pass rush, so you ain't got to worry about that. And the linebackers are small. So I mean, that's the perfect success for me to go ball control, run the ball through the gaps because they have nobody in the B gap. So they are missing guys like General Hunt and all those guys. They missing them because
I think
they don't have any gap containment at all. It's zero.
I think missing General Hunt and what's the Sharice say on the end, Anthony Dunn coming in off the other end, and also you missing Isaiah Major that can actually plug up the gaps
Right.
at linebacker. You're missing those. You're missing those guys right there. I'm looking at it to where you looked at it in the first quarter,
Mm-hmm.
the first two minutes of that first quarter, you can see that Norfolk was just knocking them off the line, blowing them off the line, just destroying them off the line. That 82-yard run was, I mean, I would
Even when they
give
run,
credit to the. I would give credit to.
yeah, you're right. But even when they run RB powers, their offensive line is just not getting off the blocks. They just not. I mean, they're not blocking at all. I mean, and the only thing that Richardson is doing, he's just basically playing sandlot football right now. That's basically what he's doing, and that's not gonna be good in this way. But like I said, I know a bunch of FAMU people may not like it, but the key to it is now they have done better the second half because they third down efficiency first half they was 0 for 4, but they probably like about 4 for 6 after the half, so that was a good adjustment. You see that matter of fact ball? You see that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just he just throws matter of fact, and if you a ball hawking corner, you're gonna see that. It's just a quick flick of the wrist, so the ball it normally just floats. It just floats there. And Norfolk can actually have guys just play. If I were them, I would put a safety over the top because they do have speed. And then I would just tell my corner, man, just go for the ball. Get out the backfield. Because the way their defense is set up, they got their slot corner looking inside the backfield. Now you see that? That's you see that? You see how fam, you just can't run the ball like that. So I mean, you already got that shut down. So what you do is you have one guy spying on the quarterback, but you also have a guy that's over the top, deep, or underneath. I would keep one guy underneath and one guy over the top, and just let my ball hawks and just let my corners just go. Because it's gonna be. I mean, they missed out on about 4 picks today, just from the way he throws the ball. He just throws that matter of fact type of ball. That's what got Jalen Jones run out of Jackson. Because of that, that was a good run. It's a good run.
That was a good run. Jalen got dragged ran out of Jackson too because of Shador. He knew Shador was gonna be that starter. He gonna stay in those Jackson now with Shador coming in. But I'm gonna put it like this: that first touchdown, the first touchdown that FAMU threw,
Uh-huh.
It was in double coverage,
Right.
and he had no type of form when he threw the ball. It was all
No.
like a flutter. It was a
No,
flutter.
he just flick of the wrist. I mean, he just like I said, it's just that matter of fact type of ball that he throws. It's nothing special. You know, it can be intercepted easily. I mean, like easily. But you know, it's just going to take a guy uh, with a defensive play call and to say, okay, we're gonna keep somebody underneath and we're gonna keep somebody over the top, and we just gonna let our corners do work because
Mhm.
he's gonna throw it to you because he doesn't throw the ball hard. He just flicks it and he just throws it up and say, okay, somebody catch it. You
Mm.
know, so yeah. But it's interesting. I mean, this is a real good game. I mean,
It's
Norfolk
a
is
good game.
just
It's a good game. Some people said it was going to be a blowout. I did not see it as a blowout. I said it was going to be a close game. I never said it. People think I said it was going to be a blowout. No, if I said it was going to be a blowout, I was trolling. I was trolling big time, right? But
right.
I said that this was going to be a close game. Now, this would have been different if, let's say, if it would have been different if Otto Coons was the quarterback for Norfolk State.
Yeah, I agree.
This will all be different. But because you gotta answer about. I mean, for Norfolk, you gotta answer a bona fide quarterback in Jalen Daniels.
I like
Uh,
Jalen. Jalen can actually throw the ball. I don't see why they hadn't been featuring him.
he can throw the ball. But here's the thing, though. We can keep talking about this, but it's just like what Dawson had over at what Dawson Odens had over at Southern.
Hmm.
He had a great running game. He tried to have the defense, but his quarterback couldn't pass. Either that or he didn't want him to pass because he felt like I want to rely on my running. I'm going to rely on my running game.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Rely on my running
Odom
game.
he's just an old school coach, man. There's no nuances to his game. He just gonna build his trenches up, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and he just gonna try to pound it down your throat.
So, um, if you think about it, if you're looking at it right now, it's 24-23. FAMU is up by one. There are some certain parts of the game where you kind of question yourself with Cozy, like, are you ready? Is he ready to be a quarterback? I mean, to be a coach? Um,
No,
from what
no,
not right now, but
no,
I do like the fact that
no.
he did adjust. I will say that he did adjust in the second half, and he had to.
He did,
He had
but it
to
was
adjust.
against Norfolk though, so no. He's um, they won't go undefeated in the SWAC. Not this team. They're gonna have to change. They're gonna have to go back and watch some film. They got to change up some stuff because in the SWAC you got to be able to run the ball, run the ball, run the
Run the ball.
ball. And they defensive assignments for him to be a defensive minded coach. There's no way that my defense would not know how to control gaps. There's no way.
Well,
That's not even a defensive minded coach. They don't Norfolk. Their problem is today they ran 3 plays on offense and 2 plays on defense. They ran a zone on defense and they ran man to man. And then on offense, they run up the gut, to your left, to your right. That's it. Oh, well, they do 4. I would say 4 because he did a 5-step drop back pass, and that's it. Just very, very vanilla. I mean, you can call Norfolk on a napkin. Their game plan, you just write it on a napkin. There's nothing exotic, nothing different. They run the same plays because I saw like on a 2nd and 7, they had run the exact same play, although it worked, but they ran the
mhm,
exact same play that they had run on first down. And you're not gonna beat good teams like that either. Not
right.
saying that FAMU is a physical team this year, but good teams ain't gonna beat nobody like that.
Right. So here's the stat line right now for Daniel Richardson. 22 of 30, 286, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, with him, I mean, like I said, I mean, they put him in the predicament to have easy throws, but those easy throws against decent defenses is not going to work. It's going to turn out to be just like Jalen Jones, because that flick of the wrist crap, it's not going to work. You got to put that ball there. And then when you can see he can't throw the out route, everything he throws is in what we call the Y section. You go from Y to the D. So from Y to D, it's just basic throws, just flick of the wrist. I mean, he's not a quarterback, and he's not a quarterback at all. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. Even on that penalty, you see that? You see how he just threw that ball? Like, that's terrible, man. That's terrible QB play. Terrible. It's terrible. No mechanics, no nothing. That's terrible. He wouldn't even be. I'll be honest with you. At JSU, and not trying to put my blue glasses on. I'm being honest. Richardson would probably be around about fourth string. He would be. I mean, I'm just saying, he would be fourth string. I mean, look at that replay. You see that? You see how he flicked the wrist? He doesn't look downfield. He just throws it into the zone. And like I said, a good defense. I'm gonna say a B. I say a C plus defense. A C plus defense will eat that up all day. All day. I ain't gonna even say no B or an A. I'm gonna say a C plus or a B minus defense. He had about 4 turnovers a game, easy. Because the mechanics aren't there. Mechanics aren't there.
Man, this is crazy.
Yeah, that last play. I mean, Brianna, you just, like I said, we just commentated. I just want, show you guys, what you're really, really looking at, and see if you look at the play design now. All right, you got him. Okay, you got Richardson right there. Now you got him. See, the only thing you can do is that. Now they had that all night.
Yeah.
They had that all night. But, that's the kind of guy I don't know if I could put the game in his hands like that.
So here's a question right here. Then I want to talk about this game from earlier because I know everybody watched this game earlier.
Uh-huh.
Was this game more? What did this game mean more for Odoms or for Cozy? And I had asked that on Wednesday. So is it who needs it more? Cozy or Odoms?
Odoms needs it more. He needs to get out to a better start because he has to learn how to stop letting games be close, number one, and knowing how to finish games. They just don't know how to finish games. They don't know how to finish. That's why they lose, 3, 4, 6, 5, 2, 1 point. That's why they do that. He just hadn't figured it out. And when you have those basic vanilla offenses like that, and somebody get a lead on you and you come back, you're gonna end up losing by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, because when you're a run first team like that, you're gonna miss opportunities where on the 3rd and 2 when somebody stuff you, you're gonna punt the ball instead of you being able to have your quarterback, do a QB rollout, get the first down. So yeah.
So this game from earlier. Florida State versus Georgia Tech. Over in Douglas. In Ireland.
Man,
DJ.
I've been saying it since his freshman year.
Pronounce his name.
I've been
He
saying it since his freshman year, man. DJ Ungale, man, he is not the answer. Does he look the part? Hell yeah, he's 6'6", 240, 250.
mm-hmm.
He looks the part, but he can't throw the ball into the ocean. I mean, I hate to say it, but and to be totally honest, I would play, and as bad as this sounds, I would play Richardson over him. And I know damn well I wouldn't be starting Richardson for my team. So, DJ Umgale, man, he's not the answer, man. I mean, that's one reason why Klubnik took his starting spot at Clemson. Oregon State only had him 1 year, and
Mm-hmm.
Florida State, and he just Mr. Can't Get Right for Florida State. He just he just he just not it. But I do think that Odom is out of there this year because he had this game in the bag. He had it in the bag. He had this game in the bag. I mean, he had that game in the bag, and Odom's he just he's not a great play caller. He doesn't make adjustments. He keeps the same thing going and going and going and going. But I just feel like that's a good thing they just did throwing the Gatorade uh, uh, thing over his head just then because you won't get too much of that no more this year. They
Mm-hmm.
won't be getting too many Gatorade showers this year.
All right.
And not with that team. Not with that team, they won't.
Let's see. It was an upset earlier today. Montana State went down to Las Cruces, New Mexico, and pulled up the upset from New Mexico. And they was down 31-14. They scored 21 straight points
Right.
to win the game.
Right. I mean, we won. The kinks still has to be worked out. Um, you have teams coming out and kind of showing who they are. Um, there's a lot of teams that they just don't have it. I mean, just that McNeese team that's going to face
Oh, yeah,
Alcorn.
let's talk about
That's
that
a
one too.
Yeah, that's a winnable game for Alcorn. If their offensive line comes to play, if their offensive line shows up, that's a winnable game. I've never seen a college team. Well, actually, I just saw two. I'm sorry. I was about to say I hadn't seen a college team that can't get a pass rush, but I just saw one that wears orange and green. But defensive line pressure, man, that's key, man. It's pivotal. It's pivotal into winning games. You got to be able to get some type of. I mean, anybody can get a coverage sack. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about behind the line, living in the backfield. And McNeese, they don't have no defensive line pressure, man. So that if Alcorn has any kind of offensive line, that is a winnable game because I didn't see too many playmakers for McNeese either.
Mm-hmm.
And shockingly, for what I was looking for this game, besides the young man, what's his Garrett? What's the wide receiver from FAMU, number 5?
Jamari Gansett. Kamari
Yeah,
Gansett.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else is suspect. Yeah, everybody. Well, I like the tight end too because they known for having big tight ends, but everybody else. And I just named that running back that EA then was bragging about. His name is Stinker. His name is Stinker Shit. That's his name. Stinker Shit. That dude can't play no football. Yeah, don't you ever say that no more. That man can't play no football, man. That boy name is Stinker Shit. Don't do that. You better. If I were y'all, I'm gonna run Dean till he throw up like he did on the field. Stinker shit ain't it, man. Don't do that. He can't start at Callaway High School. Don't do that. Don't
Oh
do that
damn.
no more, EA. He had me hyped. He had me hyped looking for that dude. Cause I was looking for him. I was like, well, they said this guy, cause EA was talking about, man, we got this guy. I said, man, let me give him a nickname. His name is Stinker Shit. That's his name. That boy can't play no football. Stop that, EA. Don't do that. Don't be having me hyped for nothing.
Oh Lord. I'm gonna say this. Let's say this. The game's over with, y'all. FAMU wins 24-23. But, but hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all going to the game against goddamn on South Carolina State. Doing that bullshit right there.
Oh no. Cause see the thing about it is with the Thanos coach team, they're gonna have gap containment. And they're gonna play assignment football too. So they're gonna mix in, the 4-2-5 on certain downs. They're gonna do a straight. They're gonna do well, they call it the thick 36. They're gonna do a thick 36 on you. They're gonna
Big
do. They're
36
gonna do. They're gonna do. They're gonna do catfish, which is man on man, and then mixing with the zone drop down. So they gonna throw, Thanos them gonna throw some stuff at you. You better go back. What Cozy better do? He better go watch a lot of Benedict because that's how they was doing. I mean, he throws a bunch of defensive looks at you. He's kind of like his play calling is kind of like that Dennis Thurman type stuff. So if your line, and see what I've noticed about FAMU, their offensive line, they kind of fat and slow, and that's not gonna work. And they don't know how,
Not what they was
they don't know how to
not
shut
what they
block
was telling
either.
me the other day. Not what they were saying the other day. They said that line is big and lean.
Man, I ain't
Uh,
studying EA. I'm mad at EA. I told you the man name, that running back name is Stinker Shit. That's his nickname. He had me hyped thinking about that dude. Man, I was like, well, they finna feature this dude. When I saw that dude, I said, Lord have mercy. The hell?
oh Lord. Hey, Leonard, Daniel Richardson, 20 or 28, 293 touchdowns. This is what I got from KJ Black. Shout out to KJ Black. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
I
Working
mean,
with the
he
Falcons.
had decent stats, but
Yeah, these sets.
what about when he plays a real team though? Is that matter of fact throws? Are they gonna work like that with just a flick of the wrist and he just throwing it in the area? I mean, I'm asking for the people in the back that actually know football.
Mm. Yeah, I think Clifton McDowell, we were talking about this earlier. Clifton McDowell should have stayed his ass at Prairie View. I think he would have been good. He would have been better at Prairie View. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's his delivery. You could tell that Richardson always been like a great athlete, but you can tell he hadn't gone to quarterback camps though, because he doesn't use the tomahawk method. He doesn't set his feet. He throws jump balls in the air,
mhm.
and that's not going to work.
So in FCS today, Tarleton State defeats McNeese 26-23. Let's see. Let me get the box score right here. Clifton McDowell, y'all know that name. He came from Montana. Was supposed to be committed to Prairie View. Then McNeese came with that bag and told him, "Come on back down here. Come on over here to Lake Charles." They lose their first game. He looked like he didn't know where to throw the ball to.
Well,
Tarleton
he
kind of
actually
got off.
did. I had to give shots out. What's my boy from PV versus it, Lionel? Yeah, he
Lionel.
did. Yeah, he did y'all a favor, Lionel. If you're out there in the chat, he did y'all a favor.
He did.
Yeah, he did y'all a favor. You right. Let him go. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's that
He
line
couldn't throw into
14.
the Pacific Ocean. None less to a excuse the background, but he couldn't throw in the Pacific Ocean, none less a wide receiver. He was horrible.
So Clinton McDowell he was 14 of 22, 45, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Also had 67 yards on the ground. And it still lost. It still lost. Kayvon Britton. Everybody remember that name right there. Kayvon Britton used to play at Pine Bluff. He was 25 carries for 164 yards today. Average over 6 yards a carry.
That's great. That's great commentary. I'm looking. I just look what you just put up there. That's great commentary, Sister Aquay. That was great commentary. Yeah, they beat themselves. I think Odom just. I don't. He got to stop playing like it's 1983, man. It's 2024, man. You got to do a little pitch and catch, do a little zone read. You gotta do something up to date, man, because he gonna find himself without a job soon and very soon.
Let's see. Of course I said Montana State came back from 21 down. They scored 21 straight points to beat Mexico 35-31. SEMO. This game was actually close. SEMO was actually closer than what people thought.
Yep.
They first, but they came and ran away in the fourth quarter. Score was 37-15. And then the last game that's on the list right now that's starting at midnight is Delaware State taking on Hawaii over in the Pacific Island. So that is the game right there. Now, let's go back into the first quarter. Let's get takeaways from the first quarter of the game for tonight.
Okay.
This is what I was thinking of. Dawson Odoms, the first 2-3 plays, basically, you punch FAMU in the mouth. You punch them in the mouth to the point where they started to question themselves. They started to question themselves. And I don't want nobody to get upset because hell, y'all won the game. It ain't like how I said last year. Y'all get out to a slow start and that's it. And y'all try to turn it on. Right. This time you had a team which should not have ever been in the game with y'all from the beginning. Playing with of course, I would say play with a new quarterback, but that don't matter because both teams had new quarterbacks.
True. That's true.
A team that they weren't even supposed to be in y'all league, and they punched you in the mouth in the first quarter. In fact, in the first half.
Right.
Punched you in the mouth. Now,
yeah, they had over 100 yards rushing the first quarter. And that was real dynamic.
In the first three plays, because Kayvon King ran for he had 82 yards on that one run.
And shouts out to Mr. King, young Mr. King. He is an NFL running back. He is. I like the way he hits it. I like the way he hits his assignments. I like the way he hit them small little seams and his little openings in the gaps. I like the way he attacks them. So, shout out to that young man. I thought that he got kind of hurt towards the end of the game, but yeah, shout out to that young man. I think he's a pro. He's a pro.
Hey, Len, I cannot say that because y'all got a new coach. Your team is more athletic, more faster than this Norfolk team. And you clearly got punched in the mouth. Now, like I said, second half, they went into halftime. You probably chewed their ass out, right? That's what all coaches do. He either chew them out or say, you figure it out yourself. All right? So, however he did it, however he did it, they went out there and say, okay, let's play FAMU football. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what FAMU football is now. Now it's throwing the ball over the field. But if Willie was calling plays, if Willie was the coach, and he was calling plays, he's gonna try to run the ball. He's gonna try to run the ball.
But if Willie was calling the plays, Richardson wouldn't have been the quarterback. It would have been Maritovich. Yeah, he wouldn't have been the quarterback. Not for what Willie tries to do, because when Willie lost, it was because of that McCray guy. And they have similarities, kind of, sort of. But like I said, Richardson is, if you go back and look at the tape, he plays just like the guy, Jalen Jones, that played for Jackson State, Kahoma, then over to BCU. They play the same. They throw what's called a matter-of-fact ball. Like, oh, okay, let me throw it to this person. No touch on it, no spin on it. They just lock the ball up. But what saved FAMU on today was because they do have athletes that can go get it. And that's what saved.
Now, that first touchdown, the first touchdown, that should have been a pick because it was thrown in double coverage.
It was thrown in double coverage. But, they had that Gassett guy. He wanted
it more.
Yeah, he wanted it more. You could tell that he's a real good receiver. He's a good athlete. I mean, he gets to the ball. I mean, but as far as the DBs that they were talking about, I didn't see them. Maybe no, those weren't the ones that suited up tonight. That maybe there was some other guys or something. Maybe they were trying to give guys some burn or something. But all world DBs from FAMU, I didn't see it. What's your take on that?
So, as far as the receivers for FAMU?
No, the DBs.
The DBs for FAMU? Oh, they'll be all right. I mean, I think Kendall Bowler, he's gonna try to get him. He's gonna get him. I think he's gonna get him right. He's gonna get him. He's gonna correct it.
They're gonna have to. I mean, because Posey is a DB coach, and they was doing a bunch of nip tuck. They was doing a bunch of nipping and tugging, and then playing through the whistle, and then letting guys go, once they get out the line. But it was a bunch of pass interference calls that were missed.
Mm-hmm. So now there was no interceptions thrown by either team, but there was a lot of fumbles. There was 2 for FAMU, and they lost 1, and then it was also 2, if I'm not mistaken, for Norfolk State. And basically just 2 fumbles for Norfolk State. So this was just basically a slug it out football game right here. Now,
Leonard Chad, you say maybe? You said Norfolk maybe JSU? Is that what you said? So, dude, I'm gonna be. Let's be real. Let's take. He said maybe JSU in it, maybe that's a 50-50 game. So you're saying to me that team that you just fielded tonight will be on the same playing field as Jackson State? Is that what you're saying?
Boy, that they would get smoked.
I mean, bad. I mean, bad. Man, oh man.
Smoked. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, the donation is donate whatever you can. Cash App, PayPal, is up and going. In fact, try to get everything going for next week so I can go ahead down, get down to PV and come back. So you said what was the penalty calls for the game? Let me see. Let me go to the box score. To the team stats. On team stats, so penalties was pretty much light. Both teams had 5 penalties. FAMU had 5 for 47, and Norfolk had 5 for 31. Norfolk, but the thing is, Norfolk pretty much controlled the whole game. Had the ball more, 31 minutes to 29 for FAMU. So that meant, like I said, that meant that they were running the ball. They were running the ball. It was from what people say, it was an old MEAC slug out.
It was trench play. You know, it was a real good game. It was a real good game. It was a real good game. It wasn't too much skill. It wasn't too much skill involved, but for the most part, it was just a sound football game. That's all what it was.
I was wondering about that too. This is what I wonder about that outside for the extra point right there. I was trying to figure out where was the outside. Where was the outside at?
Oh, that was one of the worst calls. My colleagues, they still the same. I mean, it's just my colleagues, they still the same. I mean, it was clear that it was just a bumble like they had done early in the game. They have a bad center to placeholder ratio with their team. Odom's gonna have to work on that because
Yeah,
I mean, with that field goal they could have had, early in the game, and then that botch snap again. That guy they wasn't outside. That was just a makeup call. That was really just a makeup call for an ineligible guy down the field that they
down the
missed.
field. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Norfolk takes on East Carolina next Saturday in Greenville, North Carolina. Of course, I've always say this: get your money, don't get hurt, get back, get back to Virginia to
Yeah,
get
just
ready for Virginia
use
State
the
the
same
following.
game plan. Just use the same game plan. Just run the football. That's what I would do. That's who they need to do that against. They need to do that against East Carolina. Just run the football. Run, and run again. But I will say this, fam, you finna go against some stingy deep DBs next week. So you better put Peyton Manning, Shadua Sanders, or somebody on the phone and teach that young man how to actually throw the football. Because if you don't, he gonna have one of them Trey Lance days next week.
Man, don't get me started on Trey Lance. I ain't it's preseason, but don't get me started on Trey Lance. I
Just,
ain't even watched the
just,
game,
just
and,
trade
and
him. I
I
mean, just release him. I mean, y'all got 2 guys. You don't need but 2 quarterbacks anyway, and then a practice QB. Just trade him. I mean, just release him. That's all. Just release him. Simple fix.
yeah, next week for FAMU, next Saturday at 5 o'clock. You got them Bulldogs from Orangeburg coming into Bragg. And we gonna talk about that too.
It's gonna be
We're
a
gonna
good
start
game.
talking. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. We're gonna
I
talk
know
about
Thanos. I know Thanos is licking his chops though from what he saw. Because if we saw it, can you imagine what he saw?
yeah.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. mhm. Like I said, you better just tell him to work on his mechanics because against great teams, that matter of fact ball stuff, it's just not gonna work. I know, fam. You probably think we hating, but I like to talk real football and what I see. And Daniel Richardson, nah, nah, nah,
So we got some good games for next week,
nah.
especially on the D2 side. We got Central State taking on Morehead State. That's next Thursday. You got Um, on next Saturday, I think we got uh Johnson C. Smith taking on Tuskegee in the Red Tails Classic. I think that would be an interesting game. That would be an interesting game right there. I'm like I said, can Johnson C. Smith continue the magic that they had last year, or can Tuskegee get back to their winning ways?
Tuskegee lost a lot, man, but they got, to me, in the SEAC, they got the best corner in the SEAC, to me.
Mm.
That cornerback, I don't know his name, but he switched to the number one. Yeah, he NFL ready.
For Tuskegee?
Yeah, for Tuskegee. Yeah, he's NFL ready. He'll be like Jacoby Jones, like from a lane, that type of impact. He can play. He can flat out play. He reminds me of your guy, Bland.
Deron Bland.
Real great cover corner. He gonna be right there in your face. He gonna keep his hands steady around the ball. He can jam you. You're not gonna outrun him, and then he's physical too. So yeah, but shouts out to Deron Bland, but Deron will be fine. He'll be fine.
So next Saturday also you got Clark Atlanta taking on Fort Valley. I actually want to see that one game right there.
I got Fort Valley by 21.
Ooh, I might get Clark
running back too good. That running back they got way too good.
Oh yeah. Brandon Marshall.
Yes,
yeah,
way too good. Way too good.
But it's something about them. It's something about them Panthers. Oh, at Clark, that just got me like they might.
They hate Fort Valley because coming out of Atlanta, places like Savannah and all those places, they call it the country. That's country. Because they in the A. You know what I mean? But they better watch that running back, and they looking like 6'3". They averaging like 6'3", 320 from tackle to tackle. So yeah, that running back gonna have a good day, because it's no way that you can have linebackers on your defense that's probably about 6'1", 190, and then you going against this guy. He gonna eat that up all day, and he gonna dare you to tackle.
Yep. Elizabeth City State and Shaw, that is on Saturday. Winston-Salem State versus Bluefield State on Saturday afternoon. Also, Virginia Union versus Kentucky State over in Frankfort.
That's the game right there. You got two evenly matched teams. I like Kentucky State. I like their QB. I think he's very serviceable. He can make pretty much any throw that you need him to make. But the key to that game is going to be, do they have enough weapons to play along with them? Because they got the quarterback.
So my take for that game right here is, first of all, who gonna stop Jada Byers, because that dude's still in college for Virginia Union.
I don't even see why he should be somewhere else. I don't see why. I just don't even see why the guy's still in college. Like, Doc he could have just taken a chance last year and said, "Let me try to draft out."
Man, but shoot, hey, he's still in college. Talking about he trying to go for 2,000.
He will.
And if he got it, he will.
Yeah, he will. That's easy for him. He'll go over 2,000. He'll go for 2,000.
Edward Waters versus Morehouse.
It's Edward Waters all day. Yeah, that's Edward Waters all day. Morehouse, I love the mystique, I love the prestige, but I've been saying it ever since you know me. You cannot have this one person doing anything on your staff if you want to win. His name is Hugh Jackson. If he's on your staff, you just better run. I mean, I'm just saying, you better run. Although he's the director, of operations or whatever he is, but it's just I can't have that man on in my locker room. I just can't. He just no. I've been saying it, and when people was telling me I was crazy, I'm like, man, I done refed games that Hugh Jackson was the office coordinator. And it gets bad when referees at halftime be cracking jokes on you. I didn't crack no jokes. I was just listening. When he was at Tennessee State, I mean, like he was the butt of all jokes. Like, man, what is this guy doing? And I never forget, Tennessee State had played. They were playing Lane, as a matter of fact, and it
Oh,
was
you
in.
talking about the game that they won, that they lost to?
Yes, they were
That's the game.
playing,
Yeah, that's the game they lost.
and he was calling the game. He was sitting up high. And to be told on this, and not trying to diss a NFL guy because he's had a storied career. I mean, a losing career, but it's storied though. He's had plenty of jobs, but in the fourth quarter, if you go back and look at that game, you will see me in the Z zone to your right side, playing
Mm-hmm.
the backside. I kept winding my arm to keep the clock going. It was half of the fourth quarter. Did he like it? No. But when I called the UA upstairs, I said, man, this is embarrassing, man. This man on a 2nd and 1, he runs a flea flicker. I mean, he was doing stuff like that. I was just like, my Lord, I'm not going to be running all over this field. And so when I got with the head white cap, he told me to go ahead and do it because he was the one joking about Hugh Jackson. I mean, he's just terrible, man. But he's a great interviewer. He's a great interviewer. You would think if you listen to him talk football, you would think you're talking to Newt Rodney. I'm serious. But when it comes to implementation, you just like, where did this guy go? I mean, no knock to Hugh Jackson. I think, he's a great humanitarian. I mean, he really is, but he just can't coach football. He just can't do it. I mean, it's just I don't know if he has jitters during the games. I just don't know. I don't know. But
Yes.
he just ain't never been no quality coach to me,
So we got,
but
let's see, we got Charleston, West Virginia versus Livingstone. I'm not worried about that, but I do like Sean Gilbert. Sean Gilbert used to play for the Packers and for the
he did.
Panthers. So he took
He
over
did.
for Livingstone College. That's his alma
He
mater.
did. He
Uh,
did.
Albany State versus Valdosta. Now, from what I heard,
I'm going
this
Albany.
Valdosta team ain't the same team that we saw earlier. Back then when they was winning D2 national championships and stuff.
Oh yeah, Valdosta has always been a perennial powerhouse, but Albany State and Fort Valley State are the kings of the SEAC. They are the kings. Just trust me. Although they have to face each other. And that's the only thing because they're on the same side, but they really are the best two teams. Albany and Fort Valley, you can actually just flip a coin. But I'm gonna go with Albany to take it off. They good on offense, they good on defense. And Albany is the only team that against Thanos that gave them a game. That really, really gave them a game. So and they got a lot of depth coming back. So I think I'm gonna roll with Auburn.
All right. And then we got Miles versus West Alabama. Miles said, don't forget about us. Hold on. I'm getting back up here. Miles said, don't forget about us. Oh yeah, Roy. I like that too. No size, no divisions no more. The best dress is the best. Mel said Miles by 14. Then on Sunday, September the 1st. Sunday, September the
Yeah,
1st.
sorry about that. My son was calling me. Sorry about that.
Sunday, September the 1st.
Hmm.
Benedict versus Virginia State.
That's the game. That's the game of the week. That's the game of the week. That's the game of the week. That's going to be the game of the week. Two evenly matched teams. With Benedict, they lost a lot. They lost a lot, but they gained a lot though.
Yeah.
They gained a lot. They gained a whole lot. I was very shocked. But it shows the precedence of their school, and it shows the precedence of their staff as well. That they can actually recruit, on that level, and
Mm-hmm.
kudos to them. Um, but I just think that SEAC is going to come through Coach Gibbs and Albany State. I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. Um, I hope FAMU sees now probably why Sean Gibbs should have been your head guy. I hope they see that now because Sean Gibbs is you know he's a great guy. Uh, I mean, and
So
he knows
Benedict
football.
coming in, yeah, and Benedict coming in with a new head coach and Ron Dickinson.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Virginia State is led by Dr. Henry Frazier the third.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I've always liked Henry Frazier. He knows football. But
and,
it's just gonna come down to the athletes. And like I said, this is my humble opinion. I just think as far as the athletes, team for team in the SEAC, Fort Valley and Albany State is cut above everybody else as far as athletes on the team, on both sides of the ball.
and last but not least, and that game is actually on NFL Network. I think it's the Hall of Fame game for Benedict Virginia State. And then you got Tuskegee and Johnson C. Smith again for the Red Tails Classic, the fourth edition of this game right here. This is going to be on ESPNU at 6 o'clock. So it is a primetime game for us. Of course, like I said, Tuskegee lost a lot, but I think like you said, they did gain a lot. But
Hmm.
also, Johnson
Hmm.
C. Smith saying they want to continue that ride that they had last year.
Oh man, they
Even
finished.
though
I mean, they finished strong.
it ended in a loss, it ended
It
in a
ended
loss.
on a loss, but they was on like a 3 or 4 game winning streak to end the season. And
Mm-hmm.
they just had that one dramatic bad loss that cost them their season. But I like Johnson C. Smith, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with tradition, man. I think I'm gonna pick Skiggy in that game.
Mm.
I think I like their coaching. Um, like I said, I definitely like their defense. The only thing that they probably gonna be able to do is probably run the ball. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of suspect at quarterback. Well, matter of fact, they're very suspect at quarterback. But I think they can get. I think that defense can get it done. I do.
Right now, Len, if Dawson Odom loses to Virginia State again, and it's a rivalry game right there, he will get fired. He will get fired. They
Yeah.
will. They won't
He's
care about that fifth year.
Yeah, he's in the same boat. Unfortunately, his team played the best they could today against a
Mhm.
a decent team. Um, well, the champs. I'm sorry, the defending champs. You got to until you beat them. They still the champ. But they played as hard as they can play. Um, I just think that I got a list of them. Maynard, Odom. Um, Maynard Odoms. I'm gonna say Kendrick at Valley. Uh, I'm going to say Hamilton over there at PB, Pine Bluff. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say, and I know this is probably going to shock a lot of people, but I'm going to say Raymond Woody too at BCU.
Mm.
Watch out.
Oh man! First, before we do this, man, let's give a shout out to my bro Ladarius Arsenault is in the building, y'all. Y'all already know what happened, you know.
Shout out to that brother, man. Shout out to that brother, man. I hope, out there in the space, man, you and your family, man, you guys just keep your head up. We definitely been praying for you guys, and just know that God hands never changes.
Yeah, he said he come back to the bluff, but didn't y'all run him off at the bluff though?
Yeah, they super ran him
Didn't
off.
didn't,
They
didn't
super
Southern run him
ran
off
him
the
off.
bluff?
And the crazy part about it, it was overpaid. And then now you giving my frat brother, 400,000 a year, but then he want to give him 300. So yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Right? Come on. I would say he would be. I would say he would be more of a. I would say he'll be more of a position coach. I would say he's a more position coach instead of an actual head coach. Not saying I'm not taking anything away from him as far as him being a head coach, but I would say he's more of a position coach than anything else now.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
he
I agree.
line, O line coach. Oh yeah, I would definitely have him
You
on
better
my
take
coaching staff.
you better take Odom as an O line coach. You better.
I,
If you got it said, you better. He could be a O line coach in the NFL. He's just that good. He understands the notion of swing tackles. He understands, he understands total trench play. He understands
mm-hmm,
it. I mean, he has an infinite knowledge. He has an infinite knowledge of what a guard supposed to do as far as pulling. He understands what a right tackle comes with a shuck. He understands all those basic. He understands those base concepts of blocking scheme. So I mean, he's a NFL pedigree offensive line coach. He really is. He really is. But unfortunately, that's probably going to be all he can get after this season because I think he's gone. Not trying to wish
it's
anything bad on him, but Norfolk is kind of like they're one of those type of schools that they'll give you a chance, but after a while, they looking like nah, can't do it.
yeah. My boy Mel said Coles better call up Odom right now because your offensive line was getting destroyed.
Yo, I mean, FAMU just, I mean, they're gonna have to work on gap control because if you can't get to their quarterback and your middle, cause we call it gushy middle, if your three technique and your nose tackle, all this stuff can't contain them gaps, man, it's gonna be a long season because this was against a team that strictly runs the ball. Just imagine if you face a team that can run and can throw.
Oh,
So
yep.
better work on that. They got this week. They got this week. They got a tough game coming up next week with South Carolina State. I thought it was gonna be an easy game for FAMU because this is Thanos' first year. But if you know football the way we do, that's gonna be a tough out. A
Yep.
very tough out.
And what's the win streak at Bragg? 20 games at Bragg that they have
Yeah,
lost.
I might not be, if I were them, I'd be kind of skeptical about that one. Because I will say this, you know it just as well as I do. Uh, Odoms is not on his level. and Cozy is not on his level. So, like I said, if he gets off the bus with at least 3 athletes on offense and 3 on defense, they gonna run through FAMU at Brad. He just needs 3. Because you have to look at his coaching style. They run multiple plays, they run multiple sets. They know what power I is. They know what a QB power is. They run a flea flicker. They run draws. They run wiggle routes. They run sluggos. I mean, you got to contend with all of that. They're gonna spread you out. They're gonna beef you up. They're gonna spread you out, and whatever works, you just gonna go in and out until you wore down. So, if I were FAMU this week, I'm just going to work on gap containment all week. All week. That's what I'm doing. I'm
Okay,
learning
so
how to
this is
put
what
people in the
EA
box.
talking about.
Okay.
So 2 walk-on linebackers started that because of injury. So,
Okay.
but if you
Well, I
start,
mean, they
here's the
play.
thing:
They
if you
play like it
start,
though.
it doesn't
They
matter.
actually play like it. They play like EA probably correct. I mean, they played like it because number one, they didn't even those 2 linebackers out of their 4-2-5 that they were running. They didn't even look like linebackers. They looked like just safeties. They weren't big at all. Well, they didn't look big. They look very small to be playing linebacker at that type of level. So yeah, it could be right. They could be walk on because they showed and looked the part, and they didn't tackle like it either. Because that King guy was running all over them. Matter of fact, you saw the one when he came to the sideline and he just pushed his head in the dirt, and that's a linebacker that got pushed his head in the dirt by a 195-pound running back. So, you just got to work on that. Got to work on that. You got to.
Yeah. So so they're gonna do talk about the game for next week.
Mm-hmm.
We got Thursday night games. We got a couple of Thursday night games. We got on the side of the sweat. We got Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pine Bluff is going up against Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. But let me
They
make
might
sure I'm on.
they might as well start their second team. That's gonna be a blowout. That'll be a blowout. I wouldn't get my starters hurt.
Yeah, they got Arkansas. They got the University of Arkansas. They about to be calling up some hogs.
Yeah, Pig Suey is gonna be in the house. So if I were them, no, I wouldn't start any of my starters. I give my starters, a little burn, maybe like the first series, and after then, I'm gonna take them out. I'll take
We got Alcorn. Hey Mel, they're gonna be in your neighborhood. They going to UAB.
Same with Alcorn. I think I would give Tyler, some live coverage, some live snaps. But I take him probably out after the first series as well. Because we all know that the ex QB, the champion from the Baltimore Ravens, he gonna want to throw the ball on Alcorn. It'll be great. It'll be great for their defense, because they're gonna be getting stretched out. So it'd be great for them. But we all know that Coach Dilfer he gonna throw that ball. He's definitely gonna throw that ball.
I'm gonna say this about UAB, and I'm gonna shut up. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Mel, we talked about this after they let go of Bill Clark from UAB.
Mm-hmm.
The coach that should have been the head coach at UAB is over at ULM.
True. It's
But
true.
he had to take a sidestep. He had to go to New Mexico and then got his head coach position over at ULM.
Yeah,
So
I agree
now,
with that.
here's the thing:
Mhm.
Jackson State has to. You have no film on this team from last year. This is a brand new team. We talked about this last time.
Mhm.
This is a brand new team.
Mhm.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Mhm.
Very brand new. The way you want to scout this team and see the tendencies, especially on offense, because this head coach is an offensive play caller.
He is.
You have to watch the things that he did at UAB and what he did at New Mexico,
He did the same thing. He
especially
didn't
at
change it. He didn't change it at all.
he changed it at all, especially when he had a I wouldn't call it a superstar running back, but he had a good running back in Ja'Cory Barrett.
He did. I like him. I like him. Good guy. I like him. Very good guy. Very, very doable guy. Shifty. Like him. Yep.
Now, the quarterback for ULM is they've already announced it is General Booty.
Oklahoma transfer. Yeah.
Oklahoma transfer. That name, last name, regardless, is Louisiana royalty. Shreveport royalty to be exact.
That's true. He's
You
home.
can't you
He's
can't
home.
tell me
He's
that
he's
man.
home.
You can't tell me about that your brother is John David Booty, your other brother is Adam Booty, and you the baby brother.
He's a baby brother.
And your dad was one of the best head coaches, was one of the greatest head coaches in Louisiana high school football
History. That's true.
history.
Yeah, him and that guy.
Defense,
He and that guy from Newman, where the Mannings
come
came
over
from.
Isidore Newman,
Uh-huh.
or you can say John Curtis,
John Curtis
John
was
Curtis Christian.
wonderful. He should have had a Power Five job, but you know how stuff works. So
But
should
at the
have.
same time, we don't know what General Booty looks like. You would have to go see what he did in high school because he didn't play at much over at Oklahoma.
No, he didn't. I
He,
mean, he had. I mean, he was behind Gabriel and
yeah, he was there
guys
Dylan
like
Gabriel.
that. Yeah, he was behind guys like that. But I think you know he's big. He does have that booty arm. But the key for Jackson State is just treat him like his last name. Make him be booty. That's just the key. You gotta put a pass rush on him because he hadn't had too many live snaps, and that can play into Jackson State favor. But you
Mhm.
can't let him get in the groove. If you frustrate him early, then you can turn him into his last name. But if you don't, then and you allow him to get in the groove, then it's like you know, he could put you together and the game just like a headset to him. So, but
So
I
let's
think I think player for player, Jackson State stacks up with him very well.
but also let's say with Jackson State, we already know what happened last time we played ULM. That was 3 years ago. All right. That
Hmm.
was under old regime. That was under Terry Bowden,
Hmm.
one of the Bowden greats. All right.
Hmm.
Um, he ain't there no more. He got fired after last season.
He did. He did. He just couldn't get. He just couldn't get the recruits to come to Monroe. Uh, Monroe is a very to me it's easy, but it's hard. Because now you do have a powerhouse there, which if I
Washington.
was, I mean, a Washita, I would start there because they always been a perennial powerhouse. I mean, for 40 years straight. But It doesn't really have the amenities of a New Orleans, of a Shreveport, Bossier City. It doesn't.
It's a country town.
It's a real small country town. It's a real small country town, and most of the time, those recruits they tend to just go to Grambling instead of go to Louisiana Monroe.
So if I'm the new head coach, I'm looking at those, like you said, Washita is one high school. I'm looking at West Monroe, which is another Louisiana power. I'm looking at them, and then I'm looking at Wassman.
Yes,
Wassman is down the street.
Wassman right down the street, and Wassman is always sending. They always sending guys Notre Dame, you know, uh, USC. I mean, they send people. I mean, but you gotta. Well, they also lately been letting people get away because you got to realize Zachariah Branch is from down there, but they let him end up going to IMG, and that's how he ended up going to USC. But you, I mean, you just got to recruit better. But I think this new coach that has come in, he's done a heck of a job of recruiting because he knows just what everybody else knows with the brain. The Mississippi JUCO circuit, you can fill a
Mm-hmm.
whole entire franchise off of that circuit. All you got
Mm-hmm.
to do is just recruit the JUCOs in Mississippi, and you can build a whole team like that. And I think
Oh
that's what
yeah.
he's done. That's what he's done. And watch out for him, man. Because he hit the portal pretty awesome. He took a couple players with him, but he specialized in getting because I think he got about 12, 13 players out there JUCO farm system that's going to
Mm-hmm.
immediately start next week. So he's a heck of a recruiter, man. But like you said, I just think that you just need to watch the film on what New Mexico did, watch what he did, in his prior stops. But I think that TC is going to figure this out. I really do. I think there's a lot riding on this game because you got a bunch of fan eyes watching. But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a winnable game.
Yeah.
It's two games that I'm looking at that can be winnable games for the SWAC against FCS schools, and that is the Alcorn versus McNeese game and the Jackson
That's
State.
next week.
Yeah, and next week. Yep, two winnable games. Very winnable. Very winnable.
Actually, Alcorn got it's not next week. Alcorn got Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they got
Oh
Vanderbilt
yeah,
next week.
I forgot about Neville High School. That's where that's where Cavante Turpin came from.
Man,
Uh,
dog. That's a dog. He should be in the league right
Ruston High
now.
School, Washington. Uh, at one point in time, Grambling Lab had a good football team. Um,
Some good
uh,
doggone football down there in Monroe, man. But
mm-hmm.
those kids, they just the good ones, they just tend to leave. They tend because I guess they just want to get out of that small. Monroe is just like a bigger version of Vicksburg. That's all it is. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
small. I mean, and you have kids that's in Monroe, they'll go to hang out in Vicksburg, and you're like, what? Why?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they just gotta build a town up. They still have problems down there. With the city council and the leaders of the community. So
So we got next Saturday. Mississippi Valley going to Nashville to take on Tennessee State.
that should be a good one. I think.
That should be a good one.
I think that it's time for DJ Draylon
Mm-hmm.
Ellis. It's time for him to have his coming out party. I think this would be a great game for him to come out with and set the tone for this season. But on the other side of the coin, um, Mr. Williams, the QB from Valley, he in number 80.
Mm-hmm.
He in number 84. besides
Jackson Davis.
yeah, besides superstar Jency Riley. Yeah, that's my favorite tight end in the swag. You know, he's really like just a big receiver, but they use him as tight end. But I like him. I like those two guys. I like the guy that's the Q dog, that's the running back for
Mm-hmm.
I like him too. So it should be
So
interesting.
what's going on? What's going on, Ronald? How you doing?
Well, good evening to you all. How are you all doing? I don't want to get too far. I know you all have a great conversation. I heard you talking about Monroe. I grew up in the Wasserman High School area. My mother's a retired
Oh,
teacher from Carroll High School.
blessings, brother.
Forgot
Blessings.
about
Blessings.
forgot
Blessings.
about Carol
Yeah,
too. Oh, I
yeah, I
forgot
remember.
about all the teams right there in that one whole area off of I-20.
Think about a guy who came out of Carroll High. James Shack Harris. That's his alma mater.
Hmm.
Quarterback trailblazer in the NFL. James Shack Harris. That's his high school, Carroll High School.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sammy
so we
White went
got
to Richwood High School, the other black school.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hunt. I mean, you got to think. I mean, like we were saying, we wasn't knocking Monroe. Monroe has always had a
Yeah,
bevy of talent in high school, in the high
yeah,
school ranks. Because I remember a guy that came from Ouachita when I was graduating from high school. His name was Jamie Spencer. Do you remember that
you know,
guy?
I grew up with him.
Yeah,
Grew up with him.
Jamie Spencer went
We
to
were the
Notre
Cub Scouts
Dame.
together.
I mean, he was one of the
Went to
baddest
Benjamin.
running backs I had ever seen at that point.
I know him.
You know,
Yeah, we
yeah,
in the Cub Scouts together. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Jamie Spencer,
Roland.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a bad man, and he
Him and
did his
Jermaine
thing at
Brown back
Notre
there.
Dame too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and
so
he
we
and
got
Jermaine Brown in the backfield with
Hmm.
Southern.
Yeah, I mean, y'all
Jermaine
played
Brown.
y'all played a dual back, but I mean, you played a dual back system, but it was just like when you want to break the game open, oh, put it in Jamie Spencer's hands. It's a wrap.
Jamie was he was
he was like
amazing.
that.
Oh yeah, he
He
was
was
Oh
like
like
that.
yeah,
that.
Jamie,
Yeah, he
he's
was
one of the
like
top
that.
in the nation. Had him and it was him out of Washington and Karen Crow down in South Louisiana outside Lafayette had Kevin Falk. They came out the same year.
Kevin
Went to
Falk. Yep.
LSU and
Yep.
with the New England Patriots. Yeah,
And
I
Jamie went
yeah.
and Jamie went to Notre Dame. That's right. That's right.
Hey, shout out to here
Notre
you
Dame.
go. Shout
Yeah,
out to Lionel PV versus everybody. Hey, don't get no mulligan
Lionel
right
Mosby.
there,
He's from
man.
Monroe.
Lionel, man, I brought you up, man. I'm not giving him a mulligan. I have to, when I on these shows, I have to, be non-biased and give the fans, real football takes and stuff like that. That's the only reason, man. But no, I'm not just giving them a mulligan. I'm just on here just telling them what I saw and what they can do better
Shoot,
and
the
what they can.
whole nation saw what they saw.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
saw that they saw a defensive line get blown off the ball time and time again throughout this game. They saw an offensive line that was not cohesive time and time in this
Watch that
game.
game. Yeah.
They saw a quarterback that kind of looked nervous, and they felt like, well, we still gonna go with him. We still gonna go with him. And then they
Right.
saw a new quarterback for Norfolk State that actually has a arm. He didn't get a chance to
Jalen Daniels,
showcase it
he can
because
throw it.
He can throw it. I
because
mean, he can
Oh yeah.
sling it, and I just don't
Oh yeah.
understand why they didn't let him just beat Jalen Daniels. It was like he just see the key to it is when you see a QB that's starting right, and they keep
mhm,
looking to the sidelines after every play, then that means they're nervous. Number one, and number two is they got the dog chain on 'em. And that's not the way you want, your signal caller to be. You want them to get the play, and he just jumping around, just looking. But he was looking like, let me, I wonder they're gonna call this next, and that's not the way you coach a great signal call. So
no,
it's unfortunate.
they should have won this game. They should have won this game.
Yeah, Norfolk
I
had him on the
blame
ropes.
this on
Yeah,
Dawson Odoms.
they
I
had him on the
gotta put
ropes.
that blame on the coach because he did not adjust not one time in the second half either.
Not at all.
Not at
And
all.
fortunately, and,
So
and
defense made
fortunately,
adjustments.
I mean, Cozy did. He did. He adjusted. He was
He
just like,
adjusted.
okay, Okay, they playing elementary football, and it still just wasn't no major adjustment. Like, oh my God, look at them, they look like a different team. It wasn't like that. They just figured out that they were better than Norfolk. That's all, and that's why they won. It was more of an attitude adjustment. He probably threw some tears, during the halftime. That's all what he did. Because if you look at it, they was running the exact same stuff that they was running the first half. In the second half, they just executed it better. And then they just worked on their third down efficiency because the first half they was 0 for 4 with third down efficiency, but in the second half they was probably like 4, 6, 5 or 7.
Mhm.
Yeah, third down efficiency. So that's all they did.
So let's continue. We got let's continue with for next week. We got Bethune going down to Tampa to play South Florida. Get your money, going back to Daytona, and get ready for the next game.
Well, I mean, if I was BCU, man, I would give Rick Ross Jr. some burn on that line. I give him some burn because he's like that. Regardless of what Miss Tia Kemp, then all that other internet stuff. But I've watched film on him. He's like that. That young man is like that. That's one of them I wish would have been a JSU pickup because he's like that. He gets off the ball. I mean, he knows the shuck technique. He knows how to slide. He knows how to swing. He actually knows how to pick up a stunt. He can pick up a bull rush. So he's like that. He's definitely like that.
So then we got the Labor Day Classic, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to get down there. It's next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Southern versus Prairie View down there on the hill.
Oh, I got Prairie View by 28. I got PV in there. Yeah, I got PV by 28. It won't be close. It won't be close.
I got Prairie View by 30.
Well, yeah, we do. I say 30. Yeah, that's about 30. And yeah, Lionel, I snuck and saw your new little quarterback that you bragging on. I saw him. Yeah, he's pretty. He's pretty good. He's pretty
Cam
good.
Peters.
Yeah, he's steady. Yeah. I like him. He doesn't turn the ball over like that, and that was their problem. That was their quarterback's problem, throughout these couple. But they had such a sound defense that they would get the ball back.
From University of Houston.
Yeah, but he's solid. I like him.
Cam Peters I forgot where he came from, but Lucas Coley came from University of Houston. Yeah.
I know it was one of them. From University of Houston.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him. I'm convinced. I like him.
My boy Mel, he gonna like this. It's time to go ahead and donate to the cause to get that U-Haul ready for Coach Maynard.
Who they got?
They got Auburn.
Oh well, I mean, we can't count that. I mean, we can't count that. I mean, let him play a couple SWAC games and let's see. But you can't really. A&M just can't count that.
He said no. He said no.
Oh, he said that they're gonna beat Auburn.
He said no. Let's get that truck ready. He Big Bama State.
Well, I mean, I agree. That's his school. I mean, but there's no way that they're gonna be able to defend the guy that was coached by Andre Rison in high school, and he was the second best wide receiver coming out in the entire country. He's on this Auburn team, and he gonna probably show out. He gonna show out all the way out. So,
we got Grambling going down to Lafayette to play Louisiana.
That's a winnable game.
Get your little cash and ride on back up to Grambling, to North Louisiana.
Now, is that where Ty Keys? Now, what school did he end up going to?
What's that?
You gotta ask Quay.
I think University of Louisiana, or it wasn't Monroe. I think it was Louisiana. So is that who they playing? Because if
They're
they
playing
playing
ULL.
Takis, if they playing Takis, they finna get blown out by 50.
Is
And they
it?
have a new
It's
stadium.
Grambling versus Louisiana, the Raging Cajun.
Well, yeah,
I went
that's
to that
about
game
50.
in 2018.
Yeah, that's about 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
Takis
them.
gonna,
Southern,
Really waiting.
yeah, Takis gonna kill them. I mean, bad.
Southern takes on McNeese first.
You
I
know
watched
what?
they. I
You
went to
know
school at
what?
McNeese
I
back in the
think
90s.
that would be
I saw
a
McNeese.
game that Southern can kind of get out on. Now, what's going to be the key to it is that you see, well, they should have been watching the game today. I'm pretty sure Aiden Crook was, but
Oh, Adrian Crook
if
was
they can't get
he was
no
tearing
defensive
up.
if they can't get no defensive line, and the way they've been bragging about this monster offensive line, that it could be a winnable game against McNeese because McNeese is not that good at all.
They're not that good. They're
They're
not
not.
like the 1990s. They're not. I
Uh-uh.
remember I came to the 90s at McNeese.
And
They used to be a national.
I got
They're
Alcorn
good.
beating them too. I got Alcorn beating them later on this season.
Mm.
It could
I got
happen.
Alcorn beating them.
Blue said the same thing. We talked
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean
chat. We've
that
been talking
defensive
in the chat the
line.
whole time.
I mean, I've never seen a defensive line like that with a school like that. I mean, they went in the offensive backfield not one time today, not one. The only
I
time
watched
they
that
was
Hey,
game.
down in the offensive backfield was when the play was called, and they probably just ran over just to say hey to somebody. But other than that, nah, they
I'm
McNeese
about
is
to
not
say
good.
Lionel. I'm about to say Lionel. That Tarleton team should have been up by 30 in this game
Man,
today.
They
they should have
played
won
well.
that game. They should have won that game by 85 points, man. Because McNeese is not good at all.
They're not good. They're not
I
like
hate saying it
not
like
like the 1990s.
McNeese because I have a fraternity brother on staff there, and I texted him. I said, "Man, y'all are sorry. You need to do better." And he said, "Man, we just getting it together." So I hate it for McNeese though.
What you say, Ron?
McNeese.
What you say, Chuck?
I, I said McNeese is not the McNeese I remember when I was going to school there in the 90s. With Bobby Keesler was coaching there, and they had your frat brother was there during the time. Cedric Adam Henry, who's now coaching the Buffalo Bills as
I
wide
know Adam.
receivers coach.
I know Adam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Adam.
I know
Yeah,
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, yeah,
Kerry
he's a good
Joseph.
guy, man. I know Adam. Yeah, Adam is a real good
Kerry
guy.
Joseph.
Real good friend of mine. I know Adam.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would
he was
say
pretty good. He was damn
this
good.
ain't the
He was damn
Oh yeah.
good too.
Great
You
receiver.
right.
Beaumont, Texas. Yeah.
He was. He was. You know your stuff. He sure was. He
Yeah.
was a
Beaumont,
monster.
Texas. Kelly. Yeah.
hmm he was a monster. I mean,
and
we call him they call him the pride of Beaumont. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of offers too, man. I because I'm a Michigan fan, so
Jason Rollins was there then.
I want him to come to Michigan so bad when he was because he had us on his radar, but Lloyd Carr had pulled off because we got somebody else. But I wanted him
Yeah.
to commit anyway, though. So yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the Proud of Beaumont. What they
then
called?
Yeah.
September the 1st,
Okay.
North Carolina Central versus Big Bama State.
Man,
BBC.
that is the game of the week. That's gonna be a hard hitting game. Now you talking
That
about
game,
SWAC MEAC challenge. There you go. That's it right there.
I think that because both teams been in the challenge the last 3 years, they can't
Uh-huh.
go back. So they have to wait. Especially Bama State got to wait for another probably about 5-6 years before they even go back again.
Yeah.
Um,
But this is we I'm gonna go ahead and label this game. I know it's a SWAC MEAC challenge, but I'm gonna call it from Uncle Said's take. This is the Andrew Body probate game. This is your probate.
Let's see if he.
Craig Hall, if you're out there, nephew, I'm giving you grace. This is his probate. He has to come out to the public. So, and for all you Greeks out there, you know what I'm talking about. So, this is it. This is it. This is it, Mr. Body. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
What you gonna
Miami.
do?
I think
What
Central
you
still
gonna
has it.
do? It's gonna
I
be a
would
great
say
game. I mean, because you got two evenly matched teams. You got great coaching. Um, it's going to come down to with Body. It's going to come down to his OC, which is OC. He done coast around TC a little bit and here there, but it's going to come down to that. I think they need to just concentrate on those QB rollouts, those QB draws, and just let Body. If they will allow Body to play sandlot football, then they're going to win. If they can, if they don't allow him to play sandlot football, they're gonna lose. So that's my
I would
take on
say
it.
this. It depends on how much they run the ball though, too, for Bama State.
Well, they
Bama State
running
didn't
backs ain't
run the
nothing but
ball.
180 pounds. They ain't gonna run too many pounds.
180 pounds.
You ain't gonna be
Gosh.
able to run too much with a 180-pound running back. That's wear and tear. Their running backs are small. They're too small.
Uh-oh. Adrian done made his Crook done made his way into the building. He going at the PB. Now,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. My bad. EA. I say that Jack State has a good chance. If Jack State beats ULM, it'll probably be my prediction. It'll probably be 31-23.
I wouldn't even think it'd be that big either.
Yeah, I think it'll be 31. Well, see, this the thing that the SWAC Jack State will average
ULM
over
is a
30
beast.
points a game. They'll average well over 30 points a game this year. They will for sure because of who's calling the plays. I mean, there was only one play caller that was on his level, and he's gone now. So they'll see.
So update from Delaware State versus Hawaii. Hawaii is up 7-0 right now. 9:28 left in the first quarter.
Wow. Well, Hawaii just hired a guy that was at Jackson State.
Timmy Chang.
Dennis Thurman.
Yeah,
Dennis.
Coach
Thurman.
Dennis Thurman is the defense coordinator for Hawaii. So
Thurman's at Hawaii now.
I'm looking at Hawaii to maybe they're gonna make a run at a bowl this year.
Okay, Thurman's
Because of course, Hawaii
coaches.
has always been known for having high powered offenses. But now they got a guy that's basically on his retirement gig, if you will, with Dennis
Yeah.
Thurman, and they'll have a decent defense because, Dennis Thurman has a way, with them wild Samoans, because he's coached them before.
Yeah.
So
he played at USC. He knows the West Coast.
there you go. You know your stuff. That's it.
Yeah. Played on John McKay.
Coming in for the MEAC, y'all. MEAC football talk. We already talked about Norfolk State taking on East Carolina. We talked about that. So next week, Delaware State takes on Sacred Heart. I think this can be a easily attainable game, a winnable game for Delaware State because I don't see Sacred Heart doing too much of anything this season.
No, Sacred Heart these last couple years have been on the downslide. I hated it because I was a huge fan about 2 years ago of Sacred Heart. I was a huge fan. I mean, a huge fan. But controversy, coaching staff controversies and stuff like that. It can kind of take away the brotherhood, if you will, of the team. I hated what happened, their last coaching situation, and they just hadn't been able to rebound from it. But, I'm with you. I got Delaware by 14.
And then last but not least, we got Morgan State going down to Hampton to the Tidewater area.
I got Morgan State by 14.
Yeah. I predict Morgan State.
I got matter of fact, I got Morgan State 14-0. I don't think Hampton will score.
Dang.
I don't think they'll score. I don't think they'll score. Well, I mean, because to me, in HBCU football, each and every year they switch out from the
Yeah, switch it
2000
up.
Ravens to the 85 Bears. It's going to be one of them two defenses every year for Morgan State. And I just think they need to just run the football, run the damn ball, score 14 points because the defense is not giving up nothing. Nothing.
Uh, yeah, let me see. Well, my take on that is going to be blood in the water. Eric Hunter, and Elijah Williams and those guys,
Love them.
Trayvon,
Mon-
they looking
monsters.
to
Very
annihilate
tough
anybody and
defense at
everybody
Morgan
that's in
State.
front of them.
Yeah, yeah. And what I love about Morgan State, and I talk to Mike about this all the time. What I love about their defense is that they play sound defense. They play great formational defense, but
Yeah.
everybody runs to the ball. Time that
Mm-hmm.
ball is snapped, whether they throw it, whether you pass it, it does. I mean, whether you run it, whether you throw it, you're going to have seven guys in the area of that football, and that makes a great defense. So I love Morgan State's defense. I think each year they coordinators should get a shot at a Power Four job because their defense they just be
That's
killer
good.
defense, and they hurt people during the game too. Like they really hurt people during the game. I
So
thought that I thought Williams last year from Howard was dead. I really did, but he got up. But I thought he was dead
I listened
with
to that
that hit
game on
they
and
radio
did.
with
live stream.
and then if you really think about this, yo,
Uh huh.
each game that Morgan State played last season, y'all, whatever the games that they lost, they did not lose by a lot. They probably lost by no more than like 10 points.
It's
The
just
most
it's
that they
just
lost,
offense, man.
the most that they lost, yeah, the most that they lost was to Yale. Yeah, they had the game close, and then Yale just jumped out on them
Yeah,
because they basically just uh, uh,
Was
got
it accident?
opportunities off the turnovers. Yeah, the turnovers
yeah.
got them, and that's the reason why they pretty
Mhm.
much
Yes, sir. I agree. I agree.
that's pretty much that game got out of line. But
Yeah.
look at them games, the one that they lost, especially in in conference play. All
Mm-hmm.
right, they
Mm-hmm.
lost to Central by 6
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
lost to
watched that.
Howard. Then we all watched that game. They
Yeah, it was
lost to
Thursday night
Howard
football.
by
But
they lost to Howard by 7, but they held Howard to 14 points.
that's what I'm
Think
saying. They
about
play
that.
they play sound defense. And like I said,
Mhm.
when they got that sack on their quarterback from Howard, I'm not exaggerating. I literally thought the boy was dead. Like he had hit that guy so hard that he was laid out for a minute, and then I guess they threw some dirt on him or whatever. And he came back to life. But I mean, Morgan just has a nasty. They have, and I think it's just the attitude of their defense is what I
They
like,
don't
and
win
they play
together.
they play together as a unit too.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I want that.
everybody likes to hit. They don't care because you a cornerback. A cornerback gonna hit too. Everybody, that's their mantra. But it just baffles me that they just don't get any offensive players. But there's a but to that. I actually like their quarterback and their running back that's returned. I do, especially at running back. The running back is a senior this year, and
Mhm.
I like him. I like him. He's shifty. Shifty can take it to the house. Uh, Quarterback play is B minus, C plus. But really, with the Morgan team, that's pretty much all you need. You don't need an A plus and A minus. You don't need, like he said, a Kevin Falk on your team or a Jamie Spencer. You don't need that. You just need somebody that can score. Forgive. If I'll say this, if you can give Morgan State 21 points on off, 14 points on offense, defense will score 7 points, and they'll win the MEAC that way. They would. They really would.
We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Some more things we got. A couple more things I got. We're gonna roll up off of here.
All right.
Check out the second show for Suno Night Live. I would have on there that athletic director James Matthews III. So I would be interviewing, having a discussion with him on next Thursday. And we got on Monday, we got the full ranking show on Monday afternoon at noon.
Okay.
But other than that, y'all, I am trying to get, raise a little funds so we can get down to Prairie View so I can go ahead and see that game right there and be back Saturday evening or even Sunday morning. So, like I said, the Cash App, PayPal, and the Zelle is always open right now. Whatever you want to give, you can give to that. And then, like I said, I appreciate everybody for doing, big up to me on there. We still have 2 sizes left on the hoodies. We have an extra large and a 2X. So those are the 2 sizes we have left on the hoodies. Your hoodies are on the way. I think I talked to Quay. Her hoodie is on the way. So
I have my camera on next show with the hoodie on. How about that? Because I keep it cold in my house anyway. Because man, I can't stand the heat like that. I can't stand it.
Oh boy.
So we got, we had a good day, good first day of college football.
Great week 0, man. It was outstanding football today. You can
Georgia
see
Tech and
that
Florida
it was
State.
still some jitters. It was still some, early miscues, but all in all, you're right. You guys, it was a great week 0 of football. Of course, I know the teams that played today, some won, some lost, but at least it gives them time to go back and hit the film and see what they did right and see what they did wrong. And next week is the official Around the Globe. That's it. So thank you for having me on, man. I'm going to go ahead and get off here, man, but y'all have a good evening, but I'll be in the chat.
All right, Sid.
All right, bro.
All right. Get off this. Yeah, it's great conversing with you, Doc, as always.
Oh, anytime, Chuck.
All right, I'm gonna get on off of here as well. All right, you take care.
Right.
Y'all take care.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we got next Thursday. We got a lot of games starting off Thursday, going to Saturday, and then into Sunday. So we is gonna be on the road this weekend. For next weekend. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout, like I said, top 10 live show on Monday. Not Monday, but Tuesday. I take that back. Tuesday. Monday is the first show for the coach's call. The coach's call. So of course y'all know I'm gonna make sure I get myself on that. Answer all the tough questions and everything, and we get all that together. Quay, we got ULM versus JSU on Thursday. We got Arkansas versus UAPB. We got Alcorn versus UAB. So got a couple of, like I said, we got a couple of games on Thursday for the SWAC. But other than that, y'all Be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. We out this thing. Peace.